across the Atlantic, down through Europe, into the middle, into CENTCOM, into Israel, all over the place, just bringing supplies. We've been hauling supplies into the Middle East for like a month now. So this notion that they're going to be able to blow through all of our missile interceptors, I doubt it. I think we have prepared for this. I think we came locked and loaded to this thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have. Keep in mind, it wasn't Iran that kicked all this off this morning. It was the U.S. and Israel. The U.S. and Israel, we are operating on our own timetable. Let's say Trump. Trump is, he's the one that effectively pulled the trigger here. He wouldn't have done that if he didn't feel prepared with all of his equipment and ammunition. Yeah. I think Trump showed up to this thing locked and loaded. That'd be my speculation, at least. Okay, here we're seeing more of this. We keep seeing this. Developing Israeli media are reporting, quote, growing indications that Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei may have been killed in recent strikes. At this stage, there is still no independent confirmation from Iranian authorities or global agencies. If verified, this would represent one of the most consequential geopolitical events of the modern era, with immediate implications for succession inside Iran and regional stability. Immediate implications for succession inside Iran and regional stability. The world is waiting for the proof. I still don't believe it. This coming from the Daily Mail. I still don't believe it. I don't know. I'm incredibly suspect of this, suspicious of this. I'm not sure about it. Also, listen, there is a chance that he hopped on a U-boat and went down to Argentina. We cannot rule that out. Khamenei might be in Argentina right this very moment. Similar things have happened. Who knows? But really, who knows? Source, yeah, when the Daily Mail is your source, I'm not exactly, you know, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't throw money down on that. Okay, let's put it that way. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. We've got more sirens, I'm sorry, more red alerts over Tel Aviv. I would expect more ballistic missiles here any minute. This is Tel Aviv right now. Red alert, red alert, red alert. Would not be surprised if we hear these sirens here again. Also, by the way, hey, first, I feel like I haven't said this at all today. I want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for being here. This is history. We're watching history in the making. I wish all of us were gathered here under alternative circumstances. I wish none of this had to happen, but it is. So thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. Hey, make sure to hit that follow button on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure to subscribe. I appreciate that a lot. We're watching history get made right now. Now, speaking of history getting made, there's something I'll show you here. We have more footage coming out of the Palm Hotel and Resort in Dubai. That is really loud. Slow down. Yeah, okay. So, remember a moment ago when we were watching that hotel, the 5-star hotel that was just on fire? And we didn't know... that is not debris. I'm sorry, that is not debris falling from the sky. That is a direct Iranian ballistic missile hit, hitting a 5-star hotel in Dubai. That's not debris. No. Good Lord. Good Lord. And this is a hotel. How many innocent people just got blown up in this hotel? Imagine you're on vacation in Dubai, 5-star hotel, $500 a night, whatever you're paying, more, I don't know. That's in Dubai. Yeah, in fact, as a reminder here, let me show you what we have a lot more footage of that. Let me show you here. This is that blast you just looked at. This is the aftermath.
Quickly. Let's move quickly. Oh my god.
That is the hotel lobby. Not good.
Okay, I hope no people there.
Very bad. That's the hotel lobby. 5-star hotel, Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. We have more footage. A different angle from down the road. Another one from another angle. There's the lobby.
We've been hit. We've been hit.
You don't like to see this. I mean, these are just random civilians in a hotel, right? Just random innocent people.
We're okay. It's okay.
I mean, look at that. Wow. Okay, just out of curiosity, do you mind if I pull this up on Google Maps? I just want to see exactly where they got hit here. So, just one moment here. I'm gonna pull this up. Palm Jumeirah, Dubai. Oh, here's the problem. Palm Jumeirah is the name of this entire area, this fake island they built. So I don't know. I don't know the name of the hotel. Okay, I'm gonna try to look into that. I'm gonna look into that here. Ballistic missile. Palm. It's called the Palm Hotel and Resort. Well, they're all called the Palm Hotel. There's like a million of them. Okay. I mean, look at this. Look at this. If you type in Palm Hotel and Resort, that's literally all of them. Hey, the prices aren't bad. $60 a night, 212. Look at that, $1,800 a night. Oh my gosh. Anyway, no, I don't know which one it is. I have no clue. I'll try to figure it out. I imagine prices are lower now, considering they're getting blown up by Iranian ballistic missiles. Yeah, it's called the Sweaty Palm Hotel. Maybe I can get to the bottom of this. Maybe Grok knows. Yeah, you know, we could just do this the old-fashioned way. All right, you guys want to do it the old-fashioned way here? I was gonna say we could look at this video and try to figure out exactly where it is, but I think that's gonna be a very challenging task. Fairmont Hotel, somebody's saying here, is that right? Fairmont. Yeah, I think you're right. How in the hell did you figure that out? Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yep. Yeah, no, this is it here, the Fairmont Hotel. Okay, and so this is it. And so it would be, can I go street view here for a second? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it was this spot right here. So it actually, luckily, by the grace of God, it looks like this is not a lobby, it's an open courtyard. The hotel, can you imagine if that ballistic missile crashed right into the hotel building? No, it didn't, though. It crashed into the empty courtyard in front of the hotel. Literally by the grace of God. It's the outdoor area. So, hopefully no one was having a cigarette out there. Just luck. Yep. That's right. And yeah, wow. Wow. We've got an airplane over the skies of Tel Aviv here. Who knows where they're going? I wonder if we can see them on flight radar. Let me pull up flight radar here. Where's our Tel Aviv? There's our Tel Aviv. And we can do filters, passenger plane. It's not a passenger plane. It must be an unmarked or a military plane that's got its transponder off. Nothing. All right. I'm gonna quit staring at Google Maps now. Yeah, what is that plane doing up there? I'm gonna bring some more updates here for you folks. Okay, remember how we said that there was a drone, an Iranian drone that blew up at... That's the emergency text message service. Something happening soon. We said there was an Iranian drone that collided with the Kuwait International Airport. Well, we have footage of that now, ladies and gentlemen. So you can tell, wow, look at that. An Iranian drone came right through the ceiling of the airport terminal, crashed through the ceiling and down into the floor, on the interior here. Right through the ceiling. This is the Kuwaiti International Airport. You wouldn't want to be standing underneath that thing. Not good. Now, luckily, what we heard was that nobody got seriously injured. We saw a couple light injuries from staff. People working at the airport had some small injuries, but that nobody died. That's like a scene out of a video game. That's terrible. This is over the sky of Tel Aviv, Israel right now. We're not exactly sure what this plane is doing, but it's doing something. That's right. We just need one moment here, folks. On a Saturday morning. Everyone knows. It's always on a Saturday, isn't it? I believe the Maduro raid was on a Saturday. I believe Midnight Hammer, Operation Midnight Hammer was on a Saturday. Guess what? It's Saturday again. If you are a terrorist or an enemy of the United States and President Trump is in the White House, Saturday is not a good day for you. You got to be careful on Saturdays. The rumor is that we are getting completely out of the Middle East after this, but we will see. Well, I can tell you what has been publicly said by the Trump administration. So in November of 2025, this is 4 months ago, 4.5 months ago now, the Trump administration released what was called their 2025 National Security Guideline document. In fact, this is it right here, or it's called their National Security Strategy right here. This was put out by the Trump administration 4 months ago. It's called their National Security Strategy of the United States of America. This was put out by the Trump administration 4 months ago, signed off by Donald Trump. It's a 29-page foreign policy document. And effectively, if you read through this, it says that the Trump administration is not interested in really being in the Middle East anymore. The Trump administration says the United States has been in the Middle East for too long. We want to come back. Right now, we've got 45 or 50,000 U.S. military members, service members stationed in the Middle East. We want to bring them home. We want to be done. We want to hand off operational control of the Middle East to our regional partners. This is Saudi Arabia, this is Israel, this is Qatar, this is UAE. We want to hand off control, operational control, still maintain limited U.S. oversight, but we don't want to be the enforcer there anymore. We want to hand it off. However, the document goes on to say that in order to make that happen, you can't have a destabilizing force like Iran operating in the region. And so the document effectively says, to make this very concise, we need to get rid of Iran. We need to get rid of Iran, and then we're pulling out. And that's the official policy of the Trump administration. Whether or not you believe that, I don't, it's up to you, but that's what they've said publicly. So this is live on the streets of Israel. I'm not sure where in Israel, but you've got wreckage here. That doesn't look like a ballistic missile. I wonder what that is. Hotel, or his window's been smashed open. Somebody in the Rumble chat said that wasn't Iran, that was just a female driver. Unbelievable. I, for one, cannot believe that you would say something that misogynistic. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. Oh, you know what? Okay, pause that video here for a second. This is live, but we have footage coming out of the Kuwaiti airport. You know what? I'm sorry. Hold that thought. I see this engine here. This looks like a suicide drone. Maybe? What happened here? This might be a drone attack that landed. It's really hard to tell. Anyway, okay, so car bomb could have been a car bomb. Could have been a car bomb. Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea either. So what I wanted to show you real quick, we actually have footage now. Oh, I just lost it. Okay, no, we've got it. Okay, there it is. So we've got footage of inside of that Kuwaiti airport. This was an attack from an Iranian suicide drone in the Kuwaiti International Airport. It came down right through the ceiling.
درون بس ضربت انا شفتها كنت بالساعه انا كنت انا بسرداب يمي ضربت في اصابات لا الو
Inside the airport, right down through the ceiling. Anyway, here's our. Okay, well, back to Israel. Ballistic missiles inbound. This is Tel Aviv. There's still something up there in the sky. We're coming in hot right now. That is a ballistic missile that's up there. Very high altitude coming in. We'll see what happens here. That thing is hanging out up there. So keep in mind, Iran has different types of missiles. One of the reports we read 45 minutes ago suggested that Iran, so far, it's only using its baby stuff. It hasn't broken out the big weapons. True or not, I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, that thing is just gone. It was never heard from ever again. I don't know where that thing was going. Okay, what we have a report from ABC News. I don't know if this is real or not. In fact, I'm seeing some people say that this is clickbait. This is from ABC News. They're saying there was a strike on a girls' elementary school in Iran where 57 female students were killed in a joint U.S.-Israeli airstrike. This is ABC reporting this. A lot of people are saying this is fake news. So right now, left-wing media outlets are already saying that the U.S. and Israel are blowing up innocent Iranian schoolgirls. That's coming out of ABC. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. Big time doubting. Not one single ballistic missile has successfully made it through Israel's Iron Dome today, or in the last 24 hours. Has not happened. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here. The IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, has just said that vessels are no longer allowed to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. IRGC says the Strait of Hormuz is officially shut down. Nobody goes in or out. Okay, what's Strait of Hormuz? Well, your answer is this. Here's the Persian Gulf. Okay. This is the Strait of Hormuz right here. And so you might notice it's sort of in the armpit of Iran. This is all Iran right here. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because right around 20% of global oil goes out of this Persian Gulf. It goes out through the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of all the world's oil, they say. And it's coming from Qatar, it's coming from Bahrain and Kuwait and Saudi Arabia and the UAE. They ship it out. And so if Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz, that will be very, it'll cause a lot of economic turbulence, to say the least. And so we'll see, about an hour ago, we were speculating to what capacity can Iran even shut down the Strait of Hormuz. They say, we're shutting it down. Nobody's going in or out. But, can they really even shut it down, even if they wanted to? They might have underwater mines. I think they don't really have much of a navy to speak for. If they do, we will just blow them up. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. We're back to Israel here. This looks like a car bomb or a suicide drone in the streets of... We're actually not sure what city this is in Israel. Let me, just one moment here. I'm looking for something. Okay. That feed we were watching kept on, not covering the skyline. I want to see the skyline. And right now, incidentally, guess what? More ballistic missiles inbound. So this is where we want to be. I kind of don't care a whole lot about that car bomb at this point or whatever it was. That's old news. We want to see the new news. Now, what do we have here? Was haben wir hier? Nothing. All right. Nothing. So, okay, let's try to once again consider what is the Iranian mindset right now. A couple options. The question here is, why are they only sending one ballistic missile at a time? Like one ballistic missile into the sky of Tel Aviv every 25 or 30 minutes. Why are they doing that? Well, the first answer to that question might be that that's all they can do. Maybe they would prefer to send 50 right now, but they can't. They don't have the capacity to send more than one. So they're just taking these pot shots, as ineffective as it is. Another theory, I suppose, if you want to sit here and speculate, is that maybe they are kind of probing. They're sending missile, 25 minutes later, ballistic missile, just probing, feeling it out. You would imagine that during the 12-day war 8 months ago, they would have kind of gathered a lot of that information. They would have kind of figured out how the Iron Dome works 8 months ago. But still, who knows? They might be kind of probing right now, figuring out. They might be using their cheap, inexpensive, slower, less lethal ballistic missiles, saving the more powerful ballistic missiles for last. I don't know. 100%, without a doubt, fact of the matter, the Iranian regime right now is facing existential crisis. Trump and Israel have both come out in the last 12 hours and said, listen, it's over. You guys are cooked. This is not going to be Operation Midnight Hammer. This is going to be Operation Midnight Hammer times 100. The bombs will continue to drop in Iran. until the IRGC and the Iranian leadership structure is done. Now it seems like what's on the menu here is regime change. Trump is going to kill all of these people. Seems to be the case. Seems like the time for negotiations are over. That ship has sailed. Oh, wow. Can you see that? I just caught that barely. Can I rewind that? How far back was that? Where was it? Right here. This is a... Oh, man, we missed it again. Hold up. Rewind. Right there. See that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a ballistic missile launch site in Iran. It's at Isfahan. Confirmed. So we just saw a ballistic missile getting fired from inside of Iran, making its way, presumably, over to Israel. We'll see. It'll be here in 10 minutes. That's about how long it takes. That is a ballistic missile getting launched. We've got cams on it. Wild, wild. Where's my damn... There it is. There it is. Oh. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Why do we have cameras there? Listen, I told you the more... Listen. You guys think I'm joking about the Morse Force? We've got the Morse Force. We've got the Delta Morse. We've got the Space Morse. We've got the Air Morse. We've got the Mossad. We've got our intelligence apparatus. It's called the Mossad. You guys thought the Morse Force was a joke? Listen, we've got eyeballs everywhere. We see everything that's going on out here. Right now, I'm actually flying in Air Morse One. You guys thought I was in my office? No, I am right now. I'm riding on Air Morse One, which is a $19 billion state-of-the-art aircraft. Just in case, you can never be too safe. Now, in fact, I think I've got something else for you guys here. Oh, wow. Hold up. Yep. Okay, so additional footage shows the launch of two-stage Iranian ballistic missiles. These are not one stage. These are two-stage Iranian ballistic missiles. Show me what that looks like. This is the launch of Iranian ballistic missiles. They launched them out. En route to Israel, presumably. And there's another video here. Look at that, wow. There we go. If you're just an everyday random Iranian dude, what do you do in this situation? Okay, well, my insane psychotic regime is firing ballistic missiles at U.S. bases in the Middle East and at Israel. And I guess I am going to go to work. And my country is getting blown up by Israeli bombs. I guess, and American Tomahawk cruise missiles. I guess I got to go to work. Whatever. Still got to go to work. It's just another day. That's crazy, man. Stop doing that. Okay, there we go. There we go. B7, he says, an Iranian missile inadvertently struck an Iranian car bomb in Tel Aviv. There's no way. I do not believe that. An Iranian missile hit an Iranian car bomb. Hey, you know what? Maybe you're right. I doubt it, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Hey, thank you, though. Thank you. Maybe you're right. How does a missile hit the 5th Fleet headquarters with 13 ships in the water? That's a good question. From what I understand, that naval facility had actually been evacuated, that nobody was even there. Maybe it was allowed to hit. I don't know. We also saw that drone. We also saw that suicide drone come in and hit that that radar facility on that like right next door to the naval facility. And that drone was it's not moving fast. You could shoot one of those things down. Maybe they let it happen. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, goodness. Goodness. Grand C, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Greg Adamite said, more sod that cracked me up. You're doing a great job again. Yeah, you know, I should probably. I've already got enough people in Rumble calling me a Jew. I've had people all day in Rumble. Matt Morris is a Jew. Matt Morris is working for Mossad. I should probably not make jokes about Mossad, otherwise people in Rumble are going to keep calling me Jewish. But you know what? Hey, that's just the way it goes, I guess. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have a super chat from Philip Isabel. IRGC says, Strait of Hormuz closed. USA, Strait of Hormuz reopened. Watch out for flooding debris. Yep. If they do close it, it won't be closed for very long. Not for long. We have a massive super chat on YouTube from a guy named Nick Nishaw. He says, Matt, God bless you and your family. God bless, and everyone in the chat. Hey, thank you. Of course, thank you. That's a big one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, well, I'm just going to share this with you, but I couldn't tell you what this means. Breaking news, the Israeli Navy is sending an encrypted transmission. I would imagine they have probably sent a lot of encrypted transmissions today. Wouldn't you imagine that kind of everything they do is encrypted? Okay, however, I've got something else here. Explosions are now being heard in central Israel. I do not have eyes and ears in central Israel, so I don't know. Praying for Israel. I'm just looking for if anyone has any more insight there. No, not really. Not at the moment. I do have something for you folks. Okay, breaking news here. Prior to the attacks on Iran, the CIA assessed that even if Supreme Leader Khamenei were killed, he would likely be replaced by hardline elements of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, per Reuters. So, if memory serves, the IRGC is a very large organization, if you can call it that. It's like 120 or 140,000 members, all of whom are hand-selected to be diehard loyalists. And so if you... allegedly, all of them are diehard loyalists. You know, who knows? I guess you never really know the degree of someone's loyalty or zealotry until you really put them in a bind, until you pressure them. But that's a lot of people. The point is, that's a lot of people. Now, no doubt, if Khamenei were to be killed, they've got redundancy plans. They've got replacements, no doubt. They've got a line of succession, we could call it. 100%. They've thought about all of this, absolutely. Given the circumstances. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, remember we played that video of that Iranian suicide drone crashing into that big white dome radar, U.S. radar apparatus? Well, we actually have before and after footage of that now. So this is, I need to move my big fat head. How about that? How about that? So yeah, we have the proof here now. That Iranian Shahed suicide drone ran right into that thing. Blew it up. Blew it up. And this was right next to that naval facility that was also hit. It's getting dark. It's getting dark in Tel Aviv. Getting dark in Tel Aviv. I just got the news that Iranian ballistic missile that hit that hotel, or the courtyard outside the hotel in Dubai. 4 people were injured. Nobody was killed. We've got the confirmation. Nobody died in that hotel attack, but 4 people were injured. Oh, look at that. So this is something that's being launched from a boat in the water up into the air. Some naval vessel, I don't know if it's Israeli or U.S., just launched something. Could be a Tomahawk missile, I don't know. Could be some type of interceptor. We'll find out. There it is. So given that this thing is going up, just going straight up high in the sky, it makes me wonder if this is a U.S. ballistic missile that's being fired up and it's going to fly over and drop down in Iran in, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. Because we know right off the coast of Israel, we have the Gerald R. Ford carrier battle group. Now, I've got footage I'll share with you here, folks. This is footage that shows the impact of an Iranian Shahed 136 suicide drone in Dubai. Yeah. So let's put this up on the full screen.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you know what? That is the hotel that we've all been talking about. So it actually was not an Iranian missile, it was an Iranian suicide drone. That is what crashed into the courtyard outside of that hotel. You can tell, you can see it. That was a drone, not a missile. That's crazy. And like we said, we actually got the confirmation a moment ago. Nobody was killed, but 4 people were injured. This is a courtyard right outside of a 5-star hotel. 5-star luxury Dubai hotel. Uh-oh. Wait. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Missiles inbound to Tel Aviv. All right. Look alive, ladies and gentlemen. Is it going to be a paltry 1 or a barrage? We've yet to see a barrage. I'll tell you what, man, I am starving. Anyone else hungry? Man. Oh, okay. So these are Iron Dome interceptors getting shot up into the sky, and you see 3 of them get fired off there. Oh, 2, maybe 3 ballistic missiles inbound. And they might just get intercepted behind that cloud. Yeah, I think they just got taken out behind the cloud. Maybe we're never going to see those again. Oh, there's one popped over there in the bottom left. You see that? And one, they got them all. Oh, look at that. We just saw 4 little pops. I would suppose they got them. I think they got them all. Pop, 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 pop. Mm-hmm. Oh. I think he just jostled the camera. And now you actually hear the audio in the distance. Yep. Yeah, I think they got him. I think they got him. So we saw, I believe 4. I think that was a barrage of 4 Iranian ballistic missiles there. So what does that mean? Okay, it's getting dark. The Iranians seem to be ramping up. Up to this point, we've seen probably 4 or 5 different instances of the Iranians launching 1 missile at a time. 1 missile intercepted. A half hour later, 1 missile intercepted. A half hour later, 1 missile intercepted. Okay, that's happened 4 or 5 times. Now, oh, another interception right there in the middle. Did you see that? Bottom middle. That must have been a drone. That must have been a drone that got intercepted. Look at that bottom left. Hold up. Wait a minute. Folks. Left side. Left side. It is not over. They're launching a lot of interceptors right now. Oh my god. Like, they're letting loose. Holy shit. Interception. Interception on the right. This is a big time barrage. I mean, they just sent off like 15 interceptors there, right? Every interceptor has a target. Those must be drones, maybe. I don't know. They're very close to the ground. Wow. We've seen the Iranians during the 12-day war. They would time up the drones with the ballistic missile. So if a drone takes 45 minutes to cross Iraq and make its way to Israel, you know, if a drone takes 45 and a ballistic missile takes 10, then they'd launch them, you know, they'd sync it up so they arrive at the same time. So we might be seeing one of those attacks right now. You don't hear sirens. Yeah, that's true. No sirens right now. Nope. I'll tell you something else. For the first half of the 12-day war, we saw our camera guy. He would point the camera down, and we could actually see if anything hit the land or hit a building or something like that. About halfway through the 12-day war, all the camera guys, they stopped showing the ground. So we'll see the missiles coming in the air and the drones in the air, but we're not ever going to see now where they actually make landfall or do damage or collide with a building. And that was an order given from the IDF. The IDF said, listen, if you have a cell phone, if you're recording videos, do not upload that. If you're a live camera guy, do not, you know, upload that onto the internet, because Iran was using this footage. They were calculating exactly where the missiles were hitting, and then they'd say, okay, for the next one, you know, 35 feet to the left, you know, 100 feet to the north or whatever. And so anyway, the IDF said, hey, listen, you got to stop showing where they're actually hitting, because it's helping the Iranians. It helps them with targeting. Yep. Well, it seems to be over. That one seems like it's over now. That one seems like it's over. Or maybe not. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. There's still something up here in the sky. See that? I don't think we're over yet. That is something. That could be a plane. There's something right up there. Far top right. Right above that cloud. Something is glimmering up there. And it sure as hell is not a star. We'll see. Well, let me scan for updates here now that maybe is kind of over. Okay, 2 seconds ago, literally 2 seconds ago, I see the news that Iran just now has launched a massive barrage of missiles. They just launched it. So we can expect in Israel to see these ballistic missiles arrive in about 10 minutes. They just launched another wave. Down in Bahrain, I've got video footage of some new interceptions. This is in Bahrain. Wow. remarkable. So there is something that's worth pointing out here real quick, as we have kind of a reprieve. Okay, this is Iran. Iran, if they so choose, they don't have to launch ballistic missiles from their western border with Iraq. They could launch a ballistic missile from up here. They could launch a ballistic missile from down over here on the Persian Gulf, anywhere. And so depending on where they fire that missile from, it's got a different trajectory. So you can maybe kind of assume that if Iran is launching a ballistic missile and it's getting intercepted over Bahrain, maybe it's flying over Bahrain, but its destination was Israel, is taking this route, taking the southern route. They're launching sometimes ballistic missiles from up near Tabriz, and it goes through northern Iraq and then over Jordan and comes down towards Israel, maybe over Syria. But the reason I say this, there's different trajectories for all these different missiles coming in from Iran. They've got a pretty big chunk of land to fire these from. Is that both the U.S. and Israel have missile interceptors all over the place. You know, the only over the sky of Tel Aviv is not the only chance we have, or Israel has, to intercept these missiles. They're intercepting missiles over Iraq and Kuwait and Bahrain and Qatar and UAE and potentially Syria. Most certainly Jordan. So really, when we're looking at this live Tel Aviv cam here, we're only seeing perhaps the select few missiles that, where was our map, that have successfully made it past the missile interceptors in Iraq and Syria and wherever else. But I would imagine most of them, a lot of them, at a minimum, are getting intercepted before we ever even see them on our live footage here. We've been live now for 4 hours. And I have just now, for the first time, actually looked at how many people are tuning in. We have a very casual 40,000 people tuning in today. Hey, welcome to the show. It's the first time I actually look at that today. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Unfortunate circumstances have us all gathered here today, I suppose. But hey, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe while you're here. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, sirens. Ladies and gentlemen, look alive. Here we go. I'm noticing some lights top left. Look at that, top left. I see a little glimmer up there in the sky, in the night sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. No, it's twinkle, twinkle, little ballistic missile. Pay attention now, folks. This might have been that. This upcoming will probably be that barrage that we talked about a couple minutes ago. I said they just launched a bunch more missiles, remember? Probably what we're talking about here. We shall see. Oh, yeah, look at those glimmers top left. You can barely see them up there. Far up in the sky. Okay, interceptor is going up. Just one interceptor. That we can see here, at least. We're going to see a boom. You can see there's stuff out there. You can see it, just barely. Well, the siren is done. They might have tried to intercept these ones really far out. They might have caught them way early. They might not even let them get close at all this time. Taking a look around here for updates. No, it's reminiscent. So who was here 8 months ago when we were doing live coverage just like this, doing literally the exact same thing 8 months ago during the 12-day war? For 12 days, we all sat here every day, 12 hours a day, doing exactly what we're doing now. Covering all of it step by step. I'm sure some of you have been around that long. A million years ago. Take two. Feels like take two, doesn't it? Here we go again. P-Wolf says, hopefully this will end fast. Me and my wife are flying to Europe for 2 weeks vacation. Hopefully this will be done before we land. Hope so. Yeah, hopefully for everybody's sake. This wraps up. Hope so. We have an update here from on the ground reporter Trey Yinks, who reports for Fox News. I'm not sure how old this one is here.
A 17-year-old boy was wounded and taken to a local hospital. So far, there have been no fatalities reported in Israel. These, again, are the air raid sirens that are sounding across this country amid new incoming missile fire. And again, Brett, just as we are speaking here,
I think this footage is a couple hours old. You can tell it was light outside when he was talking.
you can hear there are more sirens right now in Tel Aviv. The Iranians are starting to pick up the amount of fire towards central Israel. Earlier today, much of the fire was focused on the northern city of Haifa. There are some initial reports of damage from shrapnel falling, but right now we're waiting to see what this barrage looks like.
The barrages are getting bigger. No doubt they're getting bigger. It is possible, I suppose, that the first couple waves, one at a time, one, that Iran was just kind of probing, testing the response. What are they working with here? And now maybe they're more confident they're picking up the volume. Oh, actually, we have the confirmation of that. Check out this report. The Qatam al-Anbiya Central Headquarters, which is the engineering and construction command of Iran's army, has just stated that attacks against the U.S. and Israel will gradually escalate. So there, I guess that's exactly what we were just talking about, incidentally. The Iranian plan is to continue to escalate the attacks, the volume and the rate at which the attacks are taking place. And that seems to be what's actually happening. Seems like that is what's happening now. My Arabic is perfect. Oh, thank you. You know, the Persians are great negotiators. They say the Persians are great negotiators. I used to play World of Warcraft with with an Iranian guy. Although he was raised in the U.S., I think born in the U.S., but ethnically Iranian. I think it was his parents that came to the U.S. as immigrants. An old Iranian friend of mine playing World of Warcraft back in the day. Well, if that report is to be trusted, then as the night continues on here, we can expect things to get a little bit crazier. S-Fan, yeah, that's his name, S-Fan. Some of you might have heard of him. He's a streamer. S-Fan, that's his name. The legendary Rhett Paladin. Yeah, we've been live here for 4 hours, and, you know, the sun just set in Israel. I suppose I'm going to be here another 8 hours. Is that okay? Is that okay? Do you guys mind? I think I'm just going to keep this show going all day. We'll be here 12 hours total. I think we'll just cover everything. Take a break, wake up, do it again. That's kind of my plan. That's my plan. Oh, goodness. I did wake up at 3 in the morning, though, today, and I was out late. I was out late last night, and then I woke up at 3 in the morning, so. Last night, there was a big political meetup in my town, a bunch of conservatives. There's a gubernatorial candidate that was getting to know people in the town, so I went and said hi to the, I don't know, maybe he'll be governor. I don't know, maybe he will be. I went and met some people. I was shaking hands last night. What, late? When I say I was out late, I mean I was out until 10. I got home at 10. So I guess it's not that late. Wasn't that late. I was asleep by 11, and then I woke up at 3. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not really that bad. Not that bad. How do you know when it's over? This is what I will tell you. I watched pretty much every single second of the 12-day war. This is 8 months ago between Israel and Iran. Very similar dynamic, launching missiles back and forth, intercepting missiles, and kind of the same deal. What we saw during the 12-day war 8 months ago is that almost all of the action happened at nighttime. So the sun has just set in Israel maybe 30 minutes ago. It just got dark. So I would expect that it's going to be a very eventful night. We just got a report coming out of the Iranian central headquarters saying that they're going to pick up the rate at which they are attacking, and the volume with which they are attacking is going to increase as time goes on. So I think it's going to be a pretty eventful night. So we're going to be here all day. We'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to miss a thing. I think we're just at the beginning of it, though. I think we're just getting started. More U.S. bases just got targeted. Is that right? Okay, I'm looking for a confirmation of that. I have not seen that. Okay, I do see something here. Wait a minute. Stand by. The United States and Israel have conducted strikes on Iran designed to set conditions for regime change and to prevent Iran from militarily threatening the U.S. or Israel. Israel has reportedly focused on decapitation strikes and military targets, while the U.S. has focused mostly on military targets. So take out their air defense systems, take out their capacity to fire ballistic missiles at U.S. bases in the region or Israel. Take out, just like totally cripple the Iranian regime. Shut down their defense, shut down their offense, and then take out key military and political leaders, and then just kind of see what happens. And then just see what happens. So right now, we might kind of be in the see what happens phase. The U.S. and Israel, they were carrying out targeted strikes for a couple hours. Seems like that's kind of died down a little bit. And now we might just kind of need to wait and see. What does Iran do? What we have seen is both Israel and Trump come out and publicly say, all right, Iranian people, now is the time to rise up and take your government. Hi. Oh, yeah, thank you. Wow, that's just the greatest. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear. My beautiful wife has put together a home-cooked meal. As you can see, this is a, not one, but two sausage egg McMuffins and a McDonald's hash brown. Home-cooked, man, just like my mom used to make. Just like mom used to make. Delicious. You gotta have two. I'm a big boy. What can I say? You gotta have not one, you gotta have two sausage egg McMuffins. Anyway, no, this seems to be the case here. This report we just read seems to be the case. And now we will wait and see. Now, there is something else I will show you real quick. An IRGC-affiliated group carried out a drone strike targeting a power plant in Erbil in northern Iraq. So, IRGC group attacked a power plant in northern Iraq. And that must have been recent. That was recently. Now, here's what I would love to see. Is Khamenei saying anything here? Because you know he's very active on X. On Twitter. Has he been talking smack today? Is he even alive? He hasn't posted any, he hasn't posted anything in, what is that, 11 days. Nothing in 11 days. About 2 weeks ago, he was talking a big game. Yeah. We had some kind of uncorroborated reports. I wouldn't bet my life on it. However, uncorroborated reports suggesting that he had been taken out earlier today, a couple hours ago, that he got taken out. We don't have the proof though. Like I said, I wouldn't bet my life on it. We're not sure. I think it's possible that right now both sides are kind of, you know, figuring out where everybody currently stands. What comes next? Lisa Madrid. Thank you, Lisa Madrid. All the way from Spain, España. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. RuneScape Vet says, for Kathy, the real MVP. That's true. It's true. You got to have a good wife. It's true. Thank you. I'll pass it along. Thomas Conservative says, great coverage. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Good morning, sir. Eat off camera, Matt. We don't need to see you chew. No, that's fine. Whenever I eat, I'm just gonna eat on camera. Don't worry about that. We don't want to see you chew. Listen, I'm a human. I don't know if you notice, I'm a human being. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my food. I don't want anybody to see me chew. It's embarrassing. I am a human being. What, have you never seen somebody chew food in your life? Have you never, like, been to a restaurant or something? Please, don't show us that. Please, don't show us that. You're just gonna have to deal with that. I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. That's crazy. Crazy. I've never heard that before. Don't tell him. I've been chewing gum this entire show also. Don't let him know that. I'll have a panic attack. Okay, we have a report. Oh, wow, wait. Okay, more than an hour ago, it was announced that Iran's supreme leader would speak within minutes following the reports in Israeli media that the Ayatollah had been killed in the first wave of joint U.S.-Israeli strikes. So break this down. A little over an hour ago, I think it was I-27, which is an Israeli media outlet, suggests that Khamenei has been killed. Immediately after that announcement, Khamenei says, nope, I'm going to give a speech in a couple minutes. In a couple minutes, I'm going to give a speech. So that's been an hour, 1 hour later, and the speech has not taken place yet. He might be dead. He actually might be dead. Also, it could be a pre-recorded speech. You know, I would not put it past him. Maybe Khamenei has filmed 50 different pre-recorded messages to the nation that then the IRGC can continue to release to the people in the event that he dies, to try to make it seem like he's still alive. Who knows? Could be part of this dynamic as well. Khamenei, if you are still alive, put a shoe on the top of your head. Shoe on head. Otherwise, you are dead. The IDF chief... Okay, here we go. All right, hold that thought. Hold that thought. I need to have a sausage egg McMuffin for this one. Up there in the top left. Oh, yep, in the distance. Well, now the sirens are gone. You still see right here where the mouse is. See that? Right there in the middle. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Inbound. That might have already been intercepted, though. That one might be done already. You still see one right out there. Right there. While we wait to see what happens here, I will address the elephant in the room. I see a lot of people in the chat, they're saying, McDonald's is goy slop. You shouldn't eat McDonald's. It's unhealthy for you. Matt, don't eat McDonald's. It's not even real food. It's barely even food. Oh, don't eat the McDonald's. I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't really give a shit. I like McDonald's. I'm not even going to hide it. I'm not going to lie about it. I like McDonald's. I am an American patriot and I love McDonald's. It's delicious. I love to eat it. I have McDonald's maybe once a month, maybe twice. And I enjoy it. Every time I eat it, I enjoy it. I love McDonald's, man. It's awesome. It is delicious. I love it. I will never stop eating McDonald's. I love McDonald's. Yummy. Yum is what I say. Yum. Now, it seems like this barrage, if you can even call it that, is over. Seems like it's over. It is really, really difficult to make sense of the IRGC's ballistic missile attack plan. Sometimes they do one, sometimes they do two, sometimes they do 30, sometimes, I don't know. They're just keeping these Israelites. Israelis. Is the proper term Israelis or Israelites? Probably Israelis. They're keeping these Israelis on their toes. Never let them know what you're going to do. Never let them know. Oh, I've got something here for you folks. Stand by here. I've got footage of an Iranian ballistic missile flying over Bahrain, allegedly. Oh yeah. Look at that. Flying overhead. And so just to kind of give you folks an idea of what that flight path or trajectory is here. Okay, Bahrain. This is Bahrain. There it is. And this is Iran. So I would suspect the target, ultimate target here is Israel. So if we're launching ballistic missiles over Bahrain, traveling across the Saudi Arabian desert up, across southern Israel, that would be my guess. I mean, there's nothing else they're trying to hit out here. They've got different flight paths. Just don't talk with your mouth full. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah, you're probably right. I have a curious idea here while we are in between updates. You want to know why everybody in America is so damn fat and obese? It's because our food is delicious. It's because our food is yum-tastic. You want to know why nobody in Europe is fat? It's because their food sucks. Nobody wants to eat it. European food sucks. They don't even have Pizza Hut or Kentucky Fried Chicken. They barely even have McDonald's. Okay, the reason why everybody over here is so damn fat, it's because, dude, we have the best food in the world. It's delicious, man. Good luck getting Popeye's chicken in Frankfurt, Germany. You're not going to find it. Our food is awesome. Delicious. How can you not be fat? How can you not eat it? It's the best food ever. It's delicious and barely nutritious and barely even nutritious. It is delicious and barely even nutritious. But that just means you have to eat more of it. Considering how barely nutritious it is, you just have to eat more of it. You have to eat 3 times as much. Hey, no complaints from me. It's yum-tastic. Okay, now, I'll tell you, listen, right now, it is kind of calm. I'm not seeing a whole lot of updates. I'm gonna broaden my scope here. I'm gonna take a look at some other places here real quick, folks. Matt, you know nothing about the toxins in our foods. Dude, are you like autistic or something? How can you not tell? No disrespect, I'm maybe a little bit autistic also. Dude, it's called a joke. Dude, it's called we have a little fun. It's called we tell jokes sometimes. Dude, you know nothing about the toxins. Dude, it's called we're having a joke. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, anyway. That's enough. No more funny business. We're hearing from an Israeli military official. I'll pull this up so you guys can take a look at this. An Israeli military official says the joint Israeli-U.S. strikes were planned over months and targeted locations where senior Iranian officials were meeting, resulting in the deaths of several senior figures. And we've heard that. We've got the confirmation of that. So, yeah, obviously the preparation and planning for today's strikes, this was all months in the making. You don't carry out strikes like this unless you've done a huge amount of information. You've got intelligence and research. And then they, you know, during this planning, it's the backup plan. They're still trying to negotiate with Iran. The negotiations fell through. Well, okay, we've got our plan. And now we're going live with it. That's what happened, what, 11 hours ago? 12 hours ago? I believe it. No doubt an operation like this took months to plan, though. 100%. No doubt. Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually very consequential news. Breaking news here. Breaking news here. The United Kingdom Maritime Trade Office has just issued an advisory. Sirens. Okay, hold that thought. We'll talk about that in a minute. We've got more missiles inbound over the skies of Tel Aviv. I don't see anything yet. I see nothing yet. I don't even see a little glimmer this time. Oh, up here. Okay, right here. That is a ballistic missile inbound. And we have not seen any interceptors. Oh, there's two more on the bottom left also. That one intercepted. There's another one, and then two bottom left. This is a big barrage. We had two of these Iranian ballistic missiles actually get very close. Could have been drones, in all fairness. Get very close to the ground. I suppose they could have been hits. I don't know. We'll take a look here in a minute. Matt, in Germany, McDonald's charges you for ketchup. Unbelievable. Ich liebe es. Ba, 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 ba. Ich liebe es. Well, okay, I suppose situation is under control here. You know, I am admittedly falling a little bit behind on these super chats and rumble rants. Let's get a grip on those real fast. But first off, like I was about to say, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Office has issued an advisory stating that multiple vessels operating in the Arabian Gulf have received radio calls advising that the Strait of Hormuz is closed down. So this is the third or fourth time we've heard this now. Seems like we've got the confirmation. The Strait of Hormuz, Iran has shut it down. Strait of Hormuz has been shut down by Iran. How long can they hold that up? To what degree is it really shut down? I guess we'll find out. Allegedly, it has been shut down. Okay, I just saw somebody say that Haifa has been hit. I don't have footage of that yet. Give me a moment. If that happened, then I will. The second I see that, I'll pull that up here. Okay, I need to do some rumble rants and super chats. NT Waskas, he says, you have a great show. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm sorry about my sausage egg McMuffin. Sorry about that, folks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We had our German friend. 45 Rob says, I love American food. So do we. That's why we're all fat. Us too. We love it too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's awesome. QSMX Pilot says, trolls can't quit posting. They would lose their paychecks. You think we've got people getting paid to troll in the chat? Maybe. Maybe. PS Farm Girl says, hey Matt, please say prayers for my son flying to Berlin, Germany today to spend time with his girlfriend. He needs to check if his flight hasn't been canceled. Good luck. Prayers, good luck. I hope he has fun in Germany. I'm sure he will. I'm sure everything's going to be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Find a nice German girl. One of the old Germans, not one of the new Germans. Thank you very much. ACN Jan says, Matt Morris, thank you for making news great again. Love from Florida, Drew and Lisa. Shout out Drew and Lisa all the way down in Florida. Thank you very much. I might need to go to Florida here pretty soon. I might be in the mood to go visit Florida here pretty soon. It's been a while. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to quickly scan all of my... Can I kind of show you guys what I'm working with here? I have 6 individual different live updating news feeds. All of them automatically update. So I'm just out here taking a look. And then I've got other stuff too I'm scanning here. If anything happens, we are going to see it. We've got it. I see a report here. The Israeli Air Force has just targeted Iran's 116th Mechanized Infantry Brigade in the Qazvin province. Now, I would suspect this is like tanks and armored vehicles. The 116th Iranian Mechanized... Well, I see there's a Ukrainian 116th Mechanized. Iranian. Mobile assault armored and infantry units, particularly in the border regions bordering with Iraq. Okay. So the Israeli Air Force just took him out. We acknowledged this earlier. Both the U.S. and Israel are operating with complete and total impunity over the skies of Iran and the Middle East as a whole. We can do it. Israel and the U.S., we are doing whatever the hell we want, and it seems like Iran has no capacity to stop us. It seems like, well, it must have been 7 or 8 hours ago. No, 12 hours ago now, when these joint U.S.-Israeli preemptive assassination strikes were carried out 12 or 13 hours ago. One of the things that we targeted first was all of the Iranian surface-to-air missiles. so that they can't shoot our planes down. Or shoot down our rockets. I've got a new... Take a look at this. Footage showing an Iranian Shahed 136 drone, these are the suicide drones, striking a high-rise building in the capital of Bahrain. It's called Manama. Manama, the capital of Bahrain. Holy shit! Wow. Wow. So hopefully this building had been evacuated. It looks like it has not been evacuated. You see lights on all throughout the building. Now, where it actually hits, right there. Good God. Terrible. You know that did damage. That's terrible. Well, hopefully nobody got hurt there. That is hot off the press. This got posted about a minute ago. This is a Shahed, Iranian Shahed suicide drone. Have you seen what these look like? Let me show you an image, because maybe some people don't know. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. This is effectively what they are. Yeah. To give you an example of how big they are compared to a human or a person, about that big. And so they're designed just to go carry out a kamikaze bomb. So this drone crashed into, looks like an apartment complex in the country of Bahrain. The capital city of Bahrain is Manama. So, by the way, for your bearings, here's Israel. This is Iran, Persian Gulf, Saudi Arabia. Bahrain is a little small country right here. Manama. So I don't know where, somewhere in this town, this happened. And Bahrain is obviously very close to Iran, just across the Persian Gulf. The U.S. has a strong military presence. In fact, probably 6 or 7 hours ago now, Iran actually hit a U.S. naval facility with a ballistic missile. The U.S. naval facility had been evacuated preemptively, so I don't think anybody got hurt. But I wonder if I can show you that. I think I might have it here. This was 4 or 5 hours ago, I believe, in Bahrain at a U.S. naval... No. Okay, so to put this into context, this is the naval facility that got blown up by the ballistic missile. A couple minutes later, another Shahed suicide drone showed up and blew up a radar facility. So that's a U.S. radar facility that got blown up. This is all in Bahrain. Now, I'm gonna try to find the video of the ballistic missile blowing up this naval facility, because that was just crazy. Take me a minute. Take me a minute to find this. Oh, I've got it. Right here. Right here. Stand by. So this is it here. So this is in Bahrain at a U.S. naval facility, I don't know, 6 hours ago. This is an Iranian ballistic missile. Inbound. Direct hit.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay, okay.
Now, like I said, luckily, nobody was, at least I haven't heard about anybody being injured. Seems like this base had been preemptively evacuated in preparation for all of this going down. So I don't think anybody was wounded or injured or harmed. Yeah, no, they're fast. They are fast. Absolutely. Okay, 3 minutes ago, the Israeli Air Force has just launched another round of strikes against Iran, this time targeting missile launch sites and air defense systems in central Iran. Oh, I'm muted. Oh, I was muted. I apologize. I read the super chat here from Brent Whitley. He said that Saudi Arabia has joined the U.S. military operations with Israel against Iran. And I said, I haven't seen the confirmation of that. I'm going to look for it, but I believe you. I'm not surprised. Over the last 12 hours, I kid you not, for anybody that wants to kind of get caught up to speed here, Iran has launched ballistic missiles and drones at not only Israel. Iran, let's make a list here. Iran, over the last 12 hours, has fired missiles and drones at Israel, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates. That's 6. They haven't touched Oman. So at a minimum, did I say Kuwait? Anyway, at a minimum, 6, maybe 7 individual nations here, plus our U.S. bases in these nations. Iran has, like, effectively just declared war on the entire Middle East. They're just launching missiles and drones at pretty much every single adjacent country that they can. That will probably not go well for them. And so now, allegedly, Saudi Arabia is joining the U.S. and Israel. I'll look into that here in a minute. We'll take a look into that. After I take a sip of my coffee, courtesy of the Mick Cafe. How can you not start your day off with a nice, refreshing sip of a Mick Cafe coffee? That's the only way to do it as far as I'm concerned. I have a big update for you guys here. So, reported leaders of the Iranian regime that have been reported to have been killed in the last 12 hours. Mohammed Pakpour, IRGC commander. This has been cited by Israeli officials and Reuters. Eliminated. The IRGC commander. Another guy named Amir Nasirzadeh, Iran's defense minister, reported by multiple outlets as being killed. And then we have Ali Shapkani, a senior advisor to Khamenei and the key security figure. Eliminated. So those are the big figures allegedly. Has Iran decided to go down hitting every other single country in the Middle East? That kind of seems to be the case, yeah. That kind of seems to be the case. I'm 65. I weigh 135 pounds. I do not eat McDonald's. Well, I'm 32. I'm 5'1", and I weigh 392 pounds. And I eat McDonald's every day. 5 times a day. Now, there was another update here I wanted to share with you folks. Where did that go? It's all muscle, though, so you know how it is. In its largest operation ever, the Israeli Air Force deployed about 200 fighter jets. Wow. In a sweeping assault of Iran's missile infrastructure and air defense systems in the west and center of the country. Guided by military intelligence, the aircraft struck around 500 targets, releasing hundreds of munitions in a single coordinated campaign. I wonder how many U.S. fighter jets were involved in this, or if we have only been providing missile support, Tomahawk missiles, etc., drones, perhaps. I wonder if the U.S. has actually had Air Force pilots or otherwise pilots, any type of pilots, flying over Iran tonight. Perhaps we just left that for the Israelis. There is a huge resistance, and for good cause. There's a huge resistance in the U.S. against any type of boots on the ground. Nobody wants to see American soldiers get killed in a situation like this. And so maybe the Trump administration said, you know what, we're just not going to risk any American lives at all. Boots on the ground, pilots, or otherwise. Everything we do here is going to be, you know, remote missiles getting fired in. Or it'll be drones. Matt Morris, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, they say was killed. Iran has attacked Israel, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Although we do not have a confirmation that Khamenei's been killed. We do not have the confirmation. I've seen a couple different outlets saying that, but I'm not, for what it's worth, maybe you don't care. I'm not comfortable signing off on that. That's a very big claim. And I've yet to see any proof, really, so time will tell. Time will tell here. Brent Willie says, also, Islamic Parliament building in Tehran has been destroyed. Yep, that is true. We know that. We have satellite footage of that. We've seen that. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You know, I'm just thinking here, if I was Khamenei, starting probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would be in the deepest, most secret, most secure bunker that we have in the entire country of Iran. Starting about 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. That's what I would do. If I was the Ayatollah Morsi, Ayatollah Morsaini, you would find me in a bunker. No, you would not find me. You would not find me ever, because I would be in my bunker. Because we've all known that this was coming. We've all been on the edge of our seat. We all predicted this. Ayatollah Morsaini. Oh, I've got an image to show you guys here. This is an Iranian... Can I pull this up here? Put it up on the big screen. This is an Iranian ballistic missile shrapnel that fell from the sky in northern Israel. And look at this. You see this like yellow, brown, orange smoke. You don't want to get anywhere near that. This is like a chemical fire. You want to stay the hell away from that. Anyway, this is an Iranian ballistic missile that fell from the sky after being intercepted. They're big. Like I said, they're big. These things are big. Massive. Stay away from that. Is that an Iranian flag at the bottom of the live feed? No, I saw that. I think that's a Palestine flag. This one right here. Waving. Well, is it? Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I just kind of glanced at that. No, it's not a Palestine flag. It's not. It's red. It's red, white, green. It's not a Palestine flag. Now that I actually look at it. It is red, white, green. I think it's Hungarian. I think it's the Hungarian flag. Yeah. Red, yeah, red, white, green. And there's a lot of Hungarian Jews. And this is Tel Aviv. It's probably the Hungarian flag, to be honest with you. It kind of looks like what it is. Yeah. So I haven't noticed any symbols on it. It's just the horizontal stripes. In fact, you know who is perhaps the most famous Hungarian Jew currently living? You know who it is? Not a nice guy, not a good guy. The world's most famous currently living Hungarian Jew. His name, it's a little guy, you might have heard of him. His name is George. His name is George. Mr. Soros, George Soros is his name. Uh-huh. Good old George, good old George. Might have heard of him. We have an update coming out of the Kuwaiti Health Ministry. The Kuwaiti Health Ministry has just reported that 12 people were injured in connection with ongoing regional developments, including 3 members of the Kuwaiti Armed Forces who were wounded by falling shrapnel at Ali Al Salem Air Base. Every time you blow up or intercept one of these ballistic missiles or drones, you knock it out of the air, it falls down. And hopefully it doesn't land on somebody, but sometimes it does, or the shrapnel does. So 12 individuals injured in Kuwait. In Kuwait. This might be the longest amount of time that we've gone here tonight without an Iranian ballistic missile attack. It's been a while since we've heard this alarm go off, huh? Maybe they're giving it a rest. I don't want to jinx it, though. Lord forbid. Lord forbid. For those of you that have not seen this, President Trump, must be 8 hours ago now, released an 8-minute long statement, of which this is a 1-minute excerpt. This is from Trump.
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless you all.
So there's the message from Trump. And by the way, this is a 1-minute excerpt from an 8-minute long video that Trump released probably 8 or 9 hours ago now. And so this actually really clearly ties into a report that we got. We read through this maybe an hour ago, where it seems as if it seems as if the United States and Israel are attempting with these airstrikes to create the conditions on the ground such that the Iranian people will be able to rise up on their own and kind of take back their own country. So that means blowing up a bunch of IRGC barracks and military bases, military facilities. It means taking out the ballistic missile complexes. It means sort of engaging in assassination, decapitation, bombing strikes against members of the Iranian political leadership as well as military leadership. You know, cut as much head off of the snake as you can so that the people can rise up. That's what Trump wants. Trump wants the people to rise up. He wants a revolution, and he's trying to create the conditions that will allow the people to do that. We'll see if that works. We will see if that works. You know, I was saying this earlier. I don't want to sound like a doomer. I don't want to be doom and gloom here, but excuse me. In a country like Iran, it is really almost impossibly difficult to know what percent of the Iranian people are in favor of the regime and what percent of the people are in firm opposition of the regime. It's really hard to know. And I say that because Iran does not have a free media. They don't have independent polling. It's very hard to get that data. You can speculate. I would imagine personally that most people are not in favor of the regime. But I don't have a number. Nobody has a number. Anybody saying they've got a number, 63% of Iranians are not in favor of the Iranian regime. There's no way anybody knows that. There's no way to know that. I mean, hell, even here in our country, in the United States, if we see a poll come out, everybody argues over the poll. And that's here in the U.S. We see a poll come out from CNN that says Trump has a 43% approval, and we say, bullshit, right? So it is, I don't know, it is entirely possible. I hope this does not happen, but it is entirely possible that the Iranian people just don't rise up, that they don't do anything here. Trump is giving them an opportunity. They might not take it. We got to see. Time will tell. Time will tell. It's early on in this entire process. We got to see what the Iranian people do. But Trump is very clearly trying to hand them the baton here. He's trying to set them up and then see what they do. See what happens. Continuing to get reports that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. We keep on hearing about it. The Strait of Hormuz is closed, allegedly, according to Iran at least. We keep saying over and over again, like, really, can the Iranians really enforce a closure? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Seems like they think they can. Seems like they think they can. Is the Ayatollah dead? We've heard a couple outlets. Keep an eye on that light. See that right there? Look at that. Who knows what that is? We've heard a couple outlets, actually, namely one, I believe I-24. It's an Israeli news outlet that claimed the Ayatollah was dead in a strike a couple hours ago, but we have seen no proof. We have seen no proof of that. I'm not entirely convinced. Oh, wow. Okay, folks, we just got big news here. Right now, the IDF just said it is conducting the biggest air operation ever undertaken by the Israeli Air Force. Biggest air operation ever is presumably currently underway. In fact, you know what? This makes sense. I was just noting a moment ago, saying, hey, you know, why did the Iranian ballistic missile attacks stop? It's been a little while. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or an hour since we've seen any Iranian ballistic missiles. What happened? Well, it's probably because Israel is bombing the living hell out of them right this very moment. Right? It's kind of hard to launch ballistic missiles if you have 200 fighter jets and drones and whatever, God knows whatever else, over your sky, battering you, keeping you dug into your hidey holes, right? It's hard to get a shot off if that's the case. So I think that makes sense when you think about it, huh? Iran has been put on the defense right now. That makes sense. Too much sense. We actually see a guy living in this house. I see a guy walking around in his living room. He comes and goes. Little does he know, literally the entire world is watching this guy. The entire world is looking into this guy's living room right now. I feel bad for him. Sorry, dude. I just saw him walk out to the couch. Can I show the current Israeli air campaign? No, I can't. I don't have footage of that. Stuff like that, we've got to wait till it's done, and then we can look at the footage after the fact. Somebody's gonna record something. We'll see it here pretty soon. I am out here scanning for updates, though. People celebrate as Iranian suicide drones hit their targets in Manama, Bahrain. Really? Seriously? Hold this up. Hold up here. Hold up here. So these are people outside of the town of Manama, the capital of Bahrain. And the suicide drones, remember, we just saw one of them crash into that apartment building. So these are Iranian loyalists or Iranian sympathizers in Bahrain that are celebrating. Woo, we got him. Iran got him. They love it. Okay. Oh, okay, hold up. I've got more. Somebody said this is not live. Is that right? No, this is live. This is live in Tel Aviv. President Erdogan of Turkey has come out just now and has strongly condemned the strikes on Iran's sovereignty, calling them unacceptable violations of international law and a threat to regional stability. There's the president of Turkey has condemned what's going on here today. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that opinion. I have another thing to show you here. Footage of an Iranian attack drone hitting a high-rise tower in Bahrain. We saw this from another angle. Yep. terrible. This is the second angle we've seen now of this attack. Yep. Not good. Okay, very curious development here, and we're going to try to make sense of this live together. Okay, very curious. Ladies and gentlemen, this is effectively the Israeli version of Air Force One. It's called the Wing of Zion. It's the Israeli Air Force One. The Wing of Zion, as of 6 minutes ago, has just left Israel. This is the plane that generally Netanyahu rides on and high-ranking members of the Israeli government. Maybe Netanyahu is on this plane right now. Just left Israel. And I think we can even see this on flight radar. Yes, this is a plane typically used by senior Israeli government officials, including the Prime Minister. As we saw several times during the 12-day war last year, when they're attacked, this aircraft will typically take to the skies to ride it out. Okay, so can I wonder if I can just find this on flight radar. Pull this up. We'll pull this up here. I think right now I'm only tracking military. Let's do passenger also. Okay. These are US cargo planes. This is Lebanese, yeah, that's what I thought. Russian. No, I actually don't see that. Maybe that plane went dark. Maybe it shut off its transponder. Maybe you can't see it anymore. Lebanon, Lebanon. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. First wave of Iranian ballistic missiles in about an hour. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. Don't see anything yet. Nothing yet. Maybe it was a false alarm. False alarm, perhaps. Oh, never mind. Hold up. That thing just punched a hole right through the clouds. I think it's already broken up. That thing has already been intercepted. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm looking in my Rumble chat, and there's two people arguing over whether or not I am a neo-Nazi racist or a Jew shill. I love Rumble chat. Matt Morris is a Nazi racist. No, he's a Jewish shill. No, he's a Nazi racist. No, he's a Jew shill. Oh man, I love I love it. I actually love it. Okay. Why not both? Yeah, sure. Okay, hold up here. I'm not a groiper. I'm not a groiper. I don't have any hate for groipers or Fuentes. I'm not a groiper myself. Hey, I love everybody. I have some footage. Oh, wait. Hold up. Oh, I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot right now. Yeah, like, okay, whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, machine gun, rapid fire. There's a lot of news coming out right now. First off, Israel has reported that it wants to go all the way to the end, meaning it wants regime change. Israel's not done this time. Until the regime is over. Another report here. Prime Minister Netanyahu is set to address the media later tonight. Further details will follow. Keep in mind, in Israel, it is 7 p.m., so that would probably happen here pretty soon. Iran has once again said that it is closing the Strait of Hormuz. Talking a big game. We'll see if that actually happens. A new report coming out of NBC News has just said that 3 locations hosting senior Iranian officials were just struck in an Israeli air raid. That just happened. We'll get more details. I'm not sure who got blown up yet. Not sure. Right now, the United States has just publicly advised all ships in the region to avoid the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. says stay away from the Strait of Hormuz for the time being. Right now, the FBI just issued a report talking to Fox News. The FBI just said that counterterrorism units across the country and counterintelligence teams are on heightened alert all across the USA right now, being extra cautious of Iranian retaliatory strikes on U.S. soil. We're on high alert domestically here in the U.S. Good. Just now, breaking news. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman, so representing Iran, just said he cannot confirm or deny whether the country's top leadership is alive or dead, and he cannot reveal their location. Okay, so we don't know who's alive and who's dead. The Ayatollah, no confirmation. The Iranian defense establishment just now said that it's going to continue its, quote, devastating and painful response to the attacks, pledging further escalation and retaliation. So Iran right now is saying, we are just getting started. Operations at the Dubai airport. What's going on? Long lines, huh? Everybody's trying to get out of town. Yep. Well, I mean, like, very clearly, if you're in Dubai, that airspace is shut down. Is anybody flying over Dubai? I think it's all been shut down now. Where's our flight radar? I'm gonna pull up flight radar. This website is so laggy. All right. So right now we are tracking, I believe, commercial. Yeah, we've got passenger. So there, yeah, I mean, it's shut down. This is shut down. Your flight is canceled. The flight has been canceled. And listen, all of these like vacationers in Dubai right now, why did you not leave yesterday or a week ago? We all knew that this was coming. We all knew. Why are you now on a Saturday night trying to get out of town? Oh my gosh, the ballistic missiles are flying. I gotta leave now. You should have left a week ago. I hate to be a dickhead about that, but we all kind of knew that this was coming, yeah? Man, this website is so slow. They were given a lot of warnings. Yeah, yeah. A lot of warnings. Yeah, the U.S. is recommending that all ships keep clear of the Strait of Hormuz if possible, citing significant military activity in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has been very publicly saying that they're shutting it down. We'll see about that. We will see about that. I think right now, I think the Trump administration fully understands that any type of boot on the ground, land invasion, you've got the U.S. Marine Corps or whatever else trying to, march through the streets of Tehran or otherwise. It's a guaranteed loss. That's the wrong approach here. And so right now, what is the approach that Trump is taking with this unfolding situation? Well, we broke it down about a half hour ago. U.S. and Israeli joint Air Force strikes and missile strikes to try to create a series of conditions that will then allow the Iranian people. Trump wants the Iranian people to rise up and take back their own country. And so what Trump has decided to do is kind of, using Tomahawk missiles and airstrikes and whatever else, bunker buster bombs, cripple and undermine the Iranian regime and the IRGC and their political structure as much as he can to create, like I said, create that set of conditions that will then allow the Iranian people to rise up. At that point, though, it's on the Iranian people. Who's to say if they actually do that? They might not. I don't know. We'll see. It is a total possibility that the Iranians just do nothing. The Iranian people, they just do nothing. I don't know. Who knows? We will see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah, things have gotten peculiarly quiet. Undeniably so. OG American Grind, by the way, thank you for the Rumble Premium, gifted Rumble Premium. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is Dago. He says, love what you're doing, Matt. Thank you. If Netanyahu's on the plane, it kind of doesn't show strength. I don't think Trump would flee. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Going into your presidential bunker, that's one thing, but hopping on a plane and literally fleeing the country, like abandoning your own people and then leaving the country, yeah, it's not exactly a good look. It's not exactly a good look. But, you know, we don't know for sure that Netanyahu's on that plane. Could be. Bridges says, thanks for your coverage, Matt. Looks like we will spend the day together. Yes. Yes, we will. It seems like we will be spending the day together. Seems like we will be. No, I think I'll probably stay here until sunrise. That's gonna be a lot. It's a long time. It's a long time. Fine by me. Fine by me. Ah, I've got some news here. Okay, breaking news here, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news, the IDF has issued an evacuation warning to Iranian civilians in Persian, urging people near weapons production and military facilities in cities, including Isfahan, to leave those areas immediately amid ongoing strikes. Fair, makes sense. They're saying, okay, listen, hey, we are going to blow up these weapons storage facilities, whatever. So get some distance. So get some distance. This isn't a war. That's of course one of the big debates. I mean, we have had people saying that we are. Over the last 13 months, I have heard that the United States was at war with Iran following Midnight Thunder, Midnight Hammer. Ended up not really being a war. I had heard maybe 2 months ago that the United States was now at war with Venezuela after we apprehended Maduro. We're not at war with Venezuela. I heard that we were on the cusp of war with Colombia when Trump and Petro were going at it on Twitter. Ended up not being a war. The word war, it's one of those curious words. It's kind of how you define it, I guess. There's no firm definition. When you know, of course, when you use the word war, you think of like D-Day. You think of like that scene out of Saving Private Ryan where soldiers are offloading on the beach and marching up the beach and in the trenches. That's a war. That's a war. But I don't know. Is like 5 days worth of targeted airstrikes and then that's it. Is that a war? I think some people would say yes. Maybe some people would say no. Depends on who you ask. It is true, though, for 13 months now, every single one of these doomsayers talking about we're at war, we're at war, we're in a war, hasn't really happened yet. I don't know, I'll give you my personal opinion. I kind of have faith in Trump to navigate these situations. I think he's done a pretty good job. I have faith that Trump will not get this country involved in a war on terror, George Bush style, 100,000 U.S. soldier, boot on the ground occupation of Iran. I don't think Trump is going to do that. But hey, that's my personal guess. That's my speculation based off the track record. I don't think Trump even has a desire to do that. In fact, we were talking about the... real quick here. We were talking about, this is a document that the Trump administration released in November of 2025. This document is about 29 pages long. I highly recommend reading this if anybody is politically interested. It's called National Security Strategy of the USA, November 2025. I highly recommend reading this. It's on whitehouse.gov. The Trump administration released this 4 months ago. It actually, just like point for point, explains and highlights what the Trump administration agenda is for the Middle East. And that agenda, actually, it says that the Trump administration doesn't really want to continue on policing the Middle East. The Trump administration does not want an involved boots on the ground presence in the Middle East. In fact, we've got 50,000 troops in the Middle East right now. We have for a long time across all these different military bases. Trump wants to bring those guys home. Trump wants to actually pull out of the Middle East. And then he wants to hand off operational control of the Middle East to our Middle Eastern allies. This is Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Israel, etc. Maintain U.S. oversight, but hand off operational control and enforcement of the Middle East. That's what Trump wants. However, the document also says that in order to successfully do that, to engage in that handoff, you can't have a destabilizing regime like Iran. So this is the official Trump administration policy stance. Shut down Iran, prevent them from destabilizing the region, and then hand off the region. And then we're out. And then we're gone. That's coming from the Trump administration. That's what they explicitly say. Now, whether it's up to you, maybe you don't believe it. I don't trust him, whatever. That's on you. But all I'm telling you is what the Trump administration has publicly detailed all of this. Trump wants out. But he has also determined that shutting down Iran is the only way to get out and then bring home our 50,000 soldiers. I will say, there is literally nobody else that has put together a plan to pull out our longstanding presence. Nobody has put together a plan at all. Okay, listen, here's the fact of the matter. We've got 45 or 50,000 soldiers in the Middle East. How do you bring them home? In a way that's not going to totally cause the entire region to go ass up. What do you do? How do you bring those guys home? We've been there forever. We spend $5 billion a year policing the Middle East. How do we bring our soldiers home? They've been there forever. Trump said, well, okay. Trump's determination is shut down Iran, prevent Iran from destabilizing, and then hand off the Middle East to our allies. At least it's a plan. You can criticize the plan, but nobody else has put together a legitimate plan. Audio has been posted of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy making announcements on Marine VHF Channel 16 about closing the Strait of Hormuz. As of this post, most traffic in the area looks to be proceeding as normal. So allegedly, traffic in and out all throughout the Strait of Hormuz is relatively unaffected so far. We'll see. The U.S., we saw just a moment ago, the U.S. government has been instructing maritime vessels to stay away from the Strait of Hormuz because Iran has been talking very aggressively about it. On Iranian radios that have been unjammed, I guess allegedly, the Iranians have been talking about targeting the residences of U.S. military personnel in Gulf countries. So U.S. military personnel, they've got living quarters, barracks, hotels, apartments, whatever. They're living over there. And the Iranians are allegedly talking about blowing up the living quarters, targeting the residences of U.S. military personnel. That would be a very, very big mistake. That would be a very big mistake. They should not do that. They should not do that. I think that would not go well for them. Man, I'll tell you what. I'm browsing Twitter, taking a look at all of these updates. And there is so much footage from the 12-day war 8 months ago that is getting reused as if it's happening today. I see all this ballistic missile stuff going off, and I remember this is footage from 8 months ago, and it's getting reposted and circulated. Oh my God, Iran just sent 47 ballistic missiles at Jerusalem. It's happening right now. And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. There's a lot of fake news right now, ladies and gentlemen. Beware. Beware, big time fake news. It's AI. No, it's not. No, it's real footage. It's just from 8 months ago. It's just not current. Propaganda. Yeah, there's potentially some propaganda. Who knows? Maybe so. The IRGC should surrender. Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think it's not going to happen. The Israeli Defense Force has published information regarding today's joint attack, stating that the operation consisted of over 200 fighter jets attacking 500 individual targets in Iran in the largest attack in Israeli Air Force history. And so you have this image here. These are surface-to-air, like anti-air missile launchers in the top right. These are, on the bottom left, a ballistic missile launcher. So it seems like the U.S. and Israel earlier today specifically targeted surface-to-air, like anti-air missiles, and then also ballistic missiles. Iran's ballistic missiles. Makes sense. Seems to be the case. That seems to be the case. Matt, will you show the IDF spokesperson's statement in 15 minutes? Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. Fox News is now reporting that FBI counterterrorism and counterintelligence assets are on elevated alert across the USA following the overnight attacks on Iran. The concern being that that we've got Iranian sleeper cells or terrorists in the U.S. Totally possible. We had an open border for 4 years. God knows how many of these people came in the country. Daredevil says, great job, Matt. Afghan vet here. Glad Trump is taking out the shitheads who funded terror and pressed people. Hey, thank you, Daredevil. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's a turbulent situation. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. The Crimson Spork says, after how many of Iran's ballistic missile launchers were destroyed last summer by Israel, I doubt that Iran has anywhere near the capability for similar response coupled with last night's attacks. I would bet so. I would bet so. I would bet so. I will tell you what, if the Iranian people themselves do not kind of rise up and try to overthrow or retake their country, this is going to kind of end up becoming a big nothing burger. A big waste of money. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, if the Iranian people don't rise up, the IRGC, they've got 120 or 140,000 people. The entire leadership structure has 4 or 5 multi-layered levels of succession or redundancy. We're gonna have to, we would have to kill a lot of people to shut down. I don't know. It's a big task. It's a big task. 3-hour war. I think this is going to go on for days. I think this bombing is going to go on for days. I think every single time they poke up their head, we're going to keep dropping bombs. This is satellite imagery of Khamenei's private residence. It was blown up earlier today. This is where his home was. You know, of course, he presumably was not there. He's in his bunker compound. Matt did collage in not read KJV Bible. That's foolish. You should go to college because you just are not spelling anything properly. I got a headache reading that message. No disrespect, but you need to go to college. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe elementary school. We have this one here. Debris. This is breaking news here. Debris falling from an Iranian missile fell on a street in Amman, the capital of Jordan, after it was intercepted while heading towards Israel. The debris is causing a lot of damage. It's not even the missile direct hits. Look at that. Every time one of these ballistic missiles are intercepted, they fall down. They're crashing somewhere. They're crashing somewhere. We have a preliminary map of strikes carried out by Israel and the USA on Iran. I'll pull up the map here and kind of see where some of the damage has been done. Let me put this up on the big screen here. Okay. So it is the blue strikes. The red strikes are strikes carried out by Iran. The blue strikes are strikes carried out by the US and Israel. So you can see the biggest clump is in Tehran. Isfahan, a lot along the two sort of in the Strait of Hormuz, in the Persian Gulf. It's a lot. But you can tell they've been trading blows back and forth. Yes, they have. Just astounding. We have a super chat or a rumble rant from Tommy Gunn. He says, love your show, GWOT Marine Vet. Hey, thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Lebanese Hezbollah has released statements that condemn and called out the U.S. and Israel for ongoing strikes against Iran, but stopped short of threatening kinetic action, as no promise of retaliation has been made by the group. This is the first statement we've gotten from Hezbollah. You know what? we might be seeing Hezbollah sort of abandon Iran right now. Hezbollah might be saying, listen, we realize this is a losing battle. We don't want anything to do with this. We condemn you, but we're not going to fire rockets. Hezbollah is perhaps most famous for firing bottle rockets into Israel and getting blown up. So you know what? Hey, they might not want the heat. They don't want the heat. Yeah. They don't want anything to do with it. They want nothing to do with it. Can't blame them, I guess. But of course, we've also seen over the last couple days, prior to these events over the last 18 hours, we saw Israel carry out a couple days worth of targeted strikes against Hezbollah missile storage facilities and rocket launchers and all types of stuff. So prior to yesterday's strikes that we're talking about now, Israel kind of preemptively took out much of what Hezbollah had, preemptively crippling them. A new Israeli assessment has determined that air superiority over Iran is likely to be secured by tomorrow. As the official assessment. Seems like that's already happened. Seems like air superiority has already been established, but maybe not quite yet. Benny said Supreme Leader in Iran is dead. Did I hear about this? Yes, I did, and that is not confirmed. That is 100% not confirmed. If anybody is saying, he's dead, it's a you are getting clickbaited, because that is not confirmed. That is a loose rumor at best right now. No confirmation. No confirmation as of yet. Is that the clickbait of the day? The clickbait of the day. Yeah, I guess it is. He's dead, Matt. We do not have the confirmation of that. No, we do not. Once again, that's just an unconfirmed rumor. There's one Israeli media outlet, I-24, that has reported that, but they have no proof. There's no proof offered of that. And then it's from that I-24 report that everybody else is saying, he's dead. They're running with that. He's dead, he's dead. It all comes from one source that is totally unconfirmed. It could be true. Could be true. It could be. We just don't know that. We just don't have the proof. We just don't know it. I just want to say, Matt, your voice is great for radio. Not my face. What about my face? No, I'm kidding. What about Rumble podcasts? We're going to stick to the YouTube and Rumble podcasts. I'm out here quickly doing a scan for updates. Now, I don't think that we've seen this. So this here, real quick. A U.S.-Israeli airstrike has just hit an Iranian missile system in the city of Zanjan. And that is what that looks like. Yep. Yeah, they sure hit that thing. They sure hit that thing. Super chat from Tommy Gunn. Oh, well, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, hey, you never need to donate. You never need to rumble, rant, or super chat. But if you do, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Seeker of Truth, thank you as well. Thank you as well. Thank you. Okay, this, I have a very big update. Very curious update here. A city council member in Tehran by the name of Maysam Mozaffar says the son-in-law and daughter of Iran's supreme leader have both been killed. Tehran city council member says the son-in-law and daughter of the Iranian supreme leader have both been killed. Son-in-law and daughter. Once again, this is one source on it looks like a Telegram channel. So it's a maybe. We don't know if this is not 100% positive though. It's a maybe. It's a maybe. Anyway. All is temporarily quiet. Temporarily quiet out here over the skies of Tel Aviv. So President Trump, he made that True Social post about 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago. And we're gonna have to see how the Iranians respond to that. They might say, okay, hey, I want immunity. Immunity? I'm looking for immunity. All right, deal, Mr. Trump. All right. What am I eating? It's one of my people's native dishes. It's a chicken katsu curry. It's from my homeland, okay? This is what my people eat. You probably wouldn't understand. It's a food, it's one of my ethnic foods. It's one of my stinky ethnic foods. Yeah, so this airbase, Prince Sultan Airbase, has been targeted. I guess we're going to be seeing ballistic missiles. We'll see footage coming out of there here pretty soon. We just saw a drone crash into a hotel in Dubai. So there has yet to be complete and total Iranian surrender. They're still going. They're plugging away. I've got a funny update here for you guys. A journalist friend of a network reached out and confirmed that Trump is using Feituk's this is the Twitter page, Feituk's network, to monitor the situation in the Middle East. So Trump is browsing some Twitter. How can you even tell what that? How do you even tell what that is? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you can tell what that is. Maybe Trump is tuning into the show. Maybe he's watching the show. Patrick D35, he says, I was at Prince Sultan Air Base back in 93 and 99. It was a boring drive from Esken Village to Riyadh in 93. Took about an hour. In 99, we had hardened dorms and was on lockdown. Sounds like probably not a lot of fun. Sounds hot. Sounds hot. And I would speculate you probably don't ever need to go back, huh? Especially now, not these days. Do you want to be there now? Right now? Probably not. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want you to take a look at this. Look at this. Current aerial picture over Iran and surrounding countries with only military flights visible. In the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Qatar, and none are visible over Iran. Well, I would speculate still there's probably a large military aircraft presence over Iran right now. At minimum, drones. But of course, they are, they're going dark. Transponders off. Classified information. Other than that, though, yeah, the skies are quiet. Skies are quiet. Matt, the president posted Khomeini. I know, yeah, we read through the True Social post. That's right. You know what I should do? I should actually change our note up at the top of the show here. Bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do this. Trump confirms. Supreme Leader Khomeini is dead. Dead. You know who is probably having the time of his life right now is Mark Levin. Can we get a live check on Mark Levin's Twitter page? This guy probably can barely contain it. All right, what's going on here? He's alive. Well, Trump said he's dead. Trump said he's dead. Okay, Mark Levin is calling Bernie Sanders a Stalinist. The funniest name is Katarlson. Tucker Katarlson. Okay. He's going off on Katarlson. He's just up here. Okay. They got Khomeini confirmed. There you have it. Tucker Katarlson. Incoming missiles, is that right? Hold up, let me take a look. You guys know me, I just completely stay out of all of this political commentator drama. Tucker Carlson said this, Nick Fuentes said that, Candace Owens said... That's great. That's great. That's great. Wait a minute. Hold up here. I need to fact check something. Okay, so I'm seeing a report here that protesters are being shot at by security forces in Karaj, Mashhad. That's a town, it's a region, it's an area in Iran. This is in Iran. Allegedly, protesters are being shot by security forces. Security forces are firing warning shots now at the crowds in Tehran. Warning shots in Tehran. They're being shot in Karaj, allegedly. I see just one report here, and I don't see anything. I don't see anything corroborating that. Okay, remember that hotel in Dubai we took a look at that just got hit by something? We didn't know if it was a missile or a drone. Well, we have a bigger photo here. So this fire just kind of got out of control. It looks even worse now than it did when we saw it 10 minutes ago. If you didn't see the video, let me pull that up for you. This was what it looked like initially. This is a hotel, a nice hotel in Dubai. And it was hit by something. We don't know what. A drone. I would speculate a drone, a missile. I don't know. So anyway, now it's getting worse. Looks considerably worse now. That's not good. That's not bueno at all. Okay, this was a big question of mine. We knew that Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, was scheduled to go to Israel on Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week to talk about his 20-point Gaza recovery plan. 20-point Gaza plan. That trip has now been canceled. Marco Rubio is not going to Israel on Monday and Tuesday. That had been on his calendar for weeks. So that trip has now been canceled. Considering the circumstances, I think that, I think that probably makes a lot of sense, huh? Not going anymore. No. You know, if Trump is confirming this guy's death, because before there was some speculation, maybe he's dead, maybe he's not, I don't know. If Trump is posting it, you got to believe it. You got to believe it. Trump should bomb the bot farms so we don't have to deal with this spam crap in the chat anymore. You know what? Yeah, yeah, sure, that's not a bad idea. The bot farms, maybe they're in India. Probably China or India. Maybe that's what we're doing next. I don't know. Who knows? $10. Folks, we just broke the 10-hour mark. 10-hour live coverage. Oh, we've got a light out there in the distance. What do we have out there? Could be a plane, who knows? Who knows? Everything is quiet at the moment. Satchel of Richards, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Time for a little snack here. It's a lot of bots these days. I keep reading these reports. How every streamer on Twitch, you know Twitch. Every streamer on Twitch is botting. He's botting, they're botting, you're botting, everybody's botting. Seems like everybody on Twitch is botting. Everybody's botting. I think on Twitter, I'll tell you, man, there's a lot I can tell. I can tell on X, lot of bots. So many bots. A never-ending amount of bots. Yeah, okay. The U.S. State Department has officially canceled Marco Rubio's scheduled trip to Israel. To Israel. Oh, okay. Take a look at this now. Breaking news, breaking news. The IRGC is pushing to appoint an immediate successor to Khamenei violating the Iranian constitution. In the next couple hours, they want to appoint a successor violating the constitution. Presumably, they have to have some fake election. They got to do the whole thing. They just want to skip the election and just appoint somebody. They went from Khomeini to Khamenei. They're going to need to go to like Khamenei. Khamenei. They have to do all the vowels. Okay, this is coming from Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings reports, senior Trump administration officials are telling me that credible intelligence indicated Iran planned preemptive missile strikes against missile targets in the region and against civilian targets as well. Failure to act would have resulted in mass U.S. casualties. This is coming from Scott Jennings. So we had intelligence to suggest that they were going to attack first, so we had to do it double first. We had to do it double first. I will tell you something here. This is something I was curious about. We saw, this was a couple days ago. It was actually the afternoon of the State of the Union address, so on Tuesday. Marco Rubio held a press conference with the Gang of Eight, the top-ranking members of the House and the Senate, and on the House and Senate Intelligence Committees. So the top 8 congressional representatives, effectively. And Marco Rubio held a private press conference with these guys. Include them in on Iran, what's going on in Iran. And all of them, all 8 of them, came out and looked like they had seen a ghost. Even Chuck Schumer came out and he was like, yeah, this is very serious. This is very serious, and Trump needs to address the public about this. Even Chuck Schumer, the biggest Trump hater in the world, said, yeah, this is, we've got a problem, pretty much. So, presumably that's what they spoke about, was some Iranian plot to carry out a first-hand strike. Okay, we've got something from CENTCOM here. U.S. Central Command. We're doing a little bit of a fact check here. The Iranian regime claims to have killed 50 U.S. service members. Lie. There have been 0 reported casualties. The IRGC claims that a U.S. Navy ship was struck by missiles. Lie. No U.S. Navy ship has been struck. The Armada is fully operational. The Iranian regime is claiming severe damage to multiple U.S. bases. Damage to U.S. installations was minimal and has not impacted operations. This one here, we do have video footage of a ballistic missile blowing up at least some portion of the Navy base, the Navy facility in Bahrain, the U.S. Navy facility in Bahrain. We did see that. So they've done a little bit of damage. We need to keep it honest. They did a little bit of damage. But beyond that, yeah, we haven't seen much other than that. To keep it real here. Annie says, over here on YouTube, she says, one of Trump's greatest characteristics is his fearless and unapologetic honesty. Confirming that Khomeini is dead is not only believable, It's another promise kept under his peace through strength leadership. There you have it. There you have it. It is going to be very fascinating, concerning to see how all of this unfolds over the next week. Really, I am curious to see what the Iranians do, Annie, when they wake up. You know, right now a lot of them are sleeping across the country. It's like what, maybe 1 in the morning. They're going to wake up 6, 7 hours from now. Are they going to be celebrating and cheering and marching in the streets, or is everybody going to be sad? Oh, they killed our beloved dear leader, the supreme leader. It'll be curious to see what is the response here once people are awake and daytime is once the sun is up. Thank you, Annie. Thank you very much. Fairness has been watching since 6 a.m. Eastern. You are the best for my go-to real news. Hey, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On a similar note, we have a super chat from Free Florida. He says, bro, I'm so impressed with your coverage today. I feel guilty because I'm sitting here eating food. I feel bad. Free Florida, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm a human. I've got to eat sometimes. Oh, let me show you something. You're going to like this. Look at this. This is an image just released by the White House. It shows Vice President Vance and several cabinet secretaries monitoring today's strike campaign against Iran, Operation Epic Fury, from the Situation Room, while President Trump and other administration officials oversee operations from his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. So here you've got Bessent, Tulsi Gabbard, Vance, these two guys, I don't know who their names are, in the Situation Room. And Trump is down in Mar-a-Lago with Rubio, Hegseth. Imagine sitting in that chair and having all of the live camera. I mean, the amount of information that we have access to right now, just a bunch of civilians on a computer, less than 1% of what these guys are looking at, right? Now I need to become president someday just so I can see what it's like on the inside. I just want to know. I just want to know what it's like on the inside, man. I can keep a secret. You can tell me. Okay, little write-up here, ladies and gentlemen. It should be noted that the death of Ali Khamenei would not necessarily mean the end of the war or the fall of the regime. Iran's leadership structure is complex, and the Islamic Revolution is not built around a single individual. When Khomeini died, a successor was appointed, and the same process would likely follow Khamenei's death. There was Khomeini and then there's Khamenei. We just got rid of Khamenei. Another possibility is that the next successor may not be primarily a religious figure, but rather someone with a more political profile. For now, this is just an initial assessment. The situation could evolve, and we'll have to see how events unfold. We're talking about a new leader. Okay, we've got a lot of updates here, ladies and gentlemen. 4 crew members were injured at the Doha airport earlier today and received immediate medical treatment. Minor damage was caused. Not U.S. crew members, by the way. Minor damage was caused to the airport. Breaking news. Iranian